Do you remember the last morning you woke up and simply stood up? No wincing, no gripping the nightstand, no holding your breath waiting for that sharp, familiar ache to hit. For millions of people over 60, getting out of bed has quietly turned into one of the most dreaded moments of the day. You swing your legs over the side, feet touch the floor, and your knees send an immediate message. Not yet, we're not ready. Stiff, swollen, grinding like an old machine that hasn't been oiled in years. And here's the part that breaks my heart the most. Most people accept this. They say, I'm getting older. This is just how it is now. But I need you to hear this clearly today. Morning knee pain is not a life sentence. It is a signal. Your knees are not broken. They are neglected. And in this video, I am going to show you exactly how to answer that signal, starting from the very moment you open your eyes. Stay with me through all 20 parts of today's guide, because what I'm about to share with you is a complete, step-by-step morning system that will change the way your knees feel, possibly within the first 3 days. Before we do a single exercise, you need to understand why morning is the hardest time for your knees. Because once you understand the biology, the solution becomes obvious. Inside every knee joint, there is a substance called synovial fluid. Think of it as the oil inside an engine. Its job is to lubricate the cartilage, absorb shock, and deliver nutrients to the joint. The problem is this: when you sleep for 7 or 8 hours without moving, your body goes still. Your joints stop pumping. And that synovial fluid thickens, exactly like honey sitting in a cold refrigerator. It becomes sluggish, dense, and nearly useless. Now imagine stepping out of bed and immediately putting your full body weight onto a joint that has almost zero lubrication. The cartilage surfaces grind against each other. That is the creak you hear. That is the ache you feel. Here is the important truth. Your cartilage has no blood supply of its own. Unlike your muscles, it cannot receive nutrients directly from the bloodstream. It relies entirely on synovial fluid movement to stay healthy and nourished. Every morning you stand up cold, you are starving your cartilage. Our entire morning routine exists for one purpose: to warm, move, and replenish that fluid before your knees ever take your weight. Here is something the medical community has known for decades but rarely teaches in plain language. The knee joint is not a simple hinge. It is a complex, multidirectional structure held in place by 4 major ligaments, cushioned by 2 pads of cartilage called menisci, and controlled by an intricate system of muscles. The most important of those muscles is the quadriceps. The quad is the large muscle on the front of your thigh, and it functions as a natural knee brace. When it is strong and active, it absorbs the impact of every step you take. When it is weak or sleeping, your knee joint takes all that punishment directly. And here is what most people do not know. After the age of 60, the quadriceps can lose up to 3% of its strength every single year if it is not actively maintained. 3% per year. Over a decade, that is 30% of your natural knee protection gone. But the research also shows something hopeful. Targeted, gentle exercise can rebuild quad strength at any age, even in your 70s and 80s. Your muscles do not retire. They simply need the right invitation. That is what this routine gives them. Each exercise you will learn today has been selected specifically to rebuild the muscles that protect your knees, using movements that are safe, low impact, and designed for morning use. There is one specific muscle that almost nobody talks about, and yet it may be the single most important factor in your knee pain. It is called the VMO, short for vastus medialis oblique. You can find it by looking at the inner side of your thigh, just above your kneecap. In people with healthy knees, it forms a small, visible teardrop shape. In people with knee pain, it has often shrunk away to almost nothing. Here is what the VMO does. It acts as a pulley. Its job is to pull your kneecap inward, keeping it centered in its groove as you move. When the VMO is weak, the kneecap drifts outward with every step. It no longer glides smoothly. Instead, it grinds against the side of the bone. This misalignment is called patellar tracking disorder, and it is responsible for a massive percentage of chronic knee pain in people over 60. The remarkable thing is that once you begin targeting the VMO specifically, you often feel results surprisingly fast, sometimes within a week. Not because you built muscle overnight, but because the kneecap shifted back toward its correct path and the grinding reduced almost immediately. I will show you the exact exercise to activate this muscle later in our routine. But first we need to prepare the joint properly. We start in bed. You have not gotten out of bed yet. You do not need to. The first two exercises happen right here, lying on your back while your knees are still warm from the covers and your muscles are relaxed. This is by design. We are going to start moving the joint before gravity has any chance to compress it. The first movement is called the bed heel slide, and it is the gentlest, safest way to start waking up your knee joint every morning. Here's how you do it. Lie flat on your back. Keep one leg straight and relaxed. Now with your other leg, slowly bend the knee by dragging your heel along the mattress toward your body. Slide it only as far as feels comfortable. You may feel a gentle stretch. That is perfect. You should not feel any sharp pain. Then slowly slide the heel back out until the leg is straight again. The mattress does something very clever here. It supports the full weight of your leg, eliminating almost all load on the knee joint. You are simply moving the joint through its range of motion, gently pumping the synovial fluid like a bellows, warming it up, making it slippery and ready. Do 10 repetitions on each leg. Breathe slowly and steadily throughout. Do not rush. This is not a race. It is a ritual. By the time you finish, you will already notice something. Your knees feel slightly looser, slightly more willing, and you have not even sat up yet. Before we move to the second exercise, let me address the 3 most common mistakes people make with the bed heel slide, because getting these details right makes a significant difference. Mistake number 1, forcing range of motion. Many people try to drag their heel all the way to their buttock on the very first morning. Please do not do this. If your knee only bends halfway before it feels tight or uncomfortable, stop there. That is your range of motion for today. Every morning will be slightly different. Some mornings you will have more flexibility, some less. This is completely normal. The goal is not how far you go. The goal is that you go. Mistake number 2, speed. This exercise should be slow and deliberate, not a quick back and forth flick. If you rush it, you miss the entire point, which is the slow, gentle pumping of synovial fluid through the joint surfaces. Count to 3 on the way in and 3 on the way out. Mistake number 3. Tension in the rest of the body. Watch for clenching in your jaw, your fists, or your opposite leg. Tension anywhere in the body reduces the benefit of this movement. Let your arms rest softly at your sides. Let your face relax. This is your first act of self-care for the day. Treat it like one. Now, without sitting up, we move to exercise 2. Now your knee joint is warming up. The fluid is moving, but there is one critical thing missing. Your main support muscle is still asleep. That muscle is your quadriceps. After hours of sleep, it doesn't automatically turn on, and if you stand up before activating it, your knee joint takes your full body weight without protection. That's why those first steps in the morning often hurt the most. We're going to fix that right now. Exercise 2, the lying quad set. You're still lying on your back. How to do it? Keep both legs straight. Focus on one leg at a time. Press the back of your knee down into the bed. As you do this, something important happens. The muscle on the front of your thigh tightens and hardens. You can even place your hand on your thigh to feel it. Hold and release. Hold the squeeze for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then fully relax. Let the leg go completely soft. That's 1 repetition. Why this is powerful. This is called an isometric contraction. The muscle works. The joint does not move. That makes it extremely safe, low impact, perfect even for arthritis, weak knees, recovery situations. How many to do 10 repetitions on each leg. Breathe normally. Inhale before the squeeze. Exhale while holding. What this does, you are waking up your quadriceps, preparing it to support your knee, turning it into an active protector. So when you stand up next, your knee is not alone anymore. This is the moment most people rush. And it's a mistake that costs them. The transition from lying to sitting, sitting to standing is one of the highest risk moments for knee stress in the entire morning. If you move too fast, without control, you can undo everything you just prepared. Step 1. Don't sit up straight immediately. Instead, roll onto your side first. Why? Reduces strain on your spine, reduces pressure on your knees, then use your arms to push yourself up. Don't jerk your body upright. Step 2. Pause when seated. Once you're sitting on the edge of the bed, place both feet flat on the floor. Sit upright. Now pause for 5 seconds. This is important. You're allowing blood pressure to adjust, muscles to activate, joints to stabilize. Check in with your body. Ask yourself, do my knees feel different already? Most people notice less stiffness, less resistance. That means the routine is working. Step 3. Stand up correctly. Now when you stand, don't use momentum, don't jump up quickly. Instead, lean slightly forward from your hips, press your feet into the ground, rise slowly and steadily, lead with your chest. Key detail most people miss: engage your quadriceps while standing. You just activated them in part 7. Now use them. Feel your thighs working as you rise. That support reduces joint stress, makes standing smoother, prevents that sharp morning pain. This is the difference: before sudden movement, painful first step. Now controlled movement, supported joints, less discomfort. Now that you're standing, we'll sit back down for the next exercise. Sit on the edge of your bed or move to a sturdy chair, feet flat on the floor. Sit up tall with your spine long. This is exercise 3. The seated knee extension. Now that your synovial fluid is warm and your quad has been activated, we are going to take that muscle through its full working range of motion. This is where real functional strength begins to build. Slowly straighten your right leg out in front of you, lifting your foot off the floor. Extend until your knee is as straight as you can comfortably make it. Point your toes slightly toward the ceiling. You will feel your quadriceps working to hold the weight of your lower leg. Hold this position for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Now here is the most important part. Slowly lower your foot back to the floor. Do not drop it. Control every inch of the descent. This controlled lowering, what physical therapists call eccentric loading, actually builds more functional strength than the lifting phase. It trains your muscles for exactly the kind of control you need to walk downstairs, lower yourself into a chair, or step off a curb safely. At the very top of each extension, when your leg is fully straight, add 1 extra squeeze. Tighten your thigh muscle as hard as you safely can for just 1 second. This targets what therapists call the terminal range of the quadriceps, the portion that weakens fastest with age and matters most for knee stability. 10 repetitions on each leg. Start with your stronger side first. Let's pause here for a moment because I want to talk to you about something that no exercise video ever discusses, but that makes all the difference between people who get results and people who give up after 3 days. The mental game. Here is the truth about rebuilding knee health. It does not happen in one session. It does not even happen in 1 week. It happens through repetition. Small, consistent, daily repetition. Your nervous system is incredibly adaptive, but it needs patterns. When you perform this routine every morning, even imperfectly, even on days when your knees feel worse than usual, you are sending your body a consistent signal. We are moving, we are maintaining, we are not giving up, and your body responds to that signal. Here is what I have seen in people who commit to this for just 14 days. The first 3 days, they feel roughly the same. Days 4 through 7, they notice the stiffness takes slightly less time to ease up. By day 10, they are standing up without that morning brace for the impact. By day 14, the ritual has become automatic, almost effortless. The exercises themselves are not hard. The only hard part is choosing to do them on the mornings when you feel like you cannot. Those are exactly the mornings they matter most. Commit to 7 mornings first. Just 7. Write them on your calendar. Your knees have been asking for your attention. Now is the time to answer. You are standing now. And if you have followed the routine so far, you may already notice that standing feels different this morning. A little less effortful. A little less jarring. Good. That is the system working. Exercise 4 is called the standing knee circles, and it does something that no straight line exercise can accomplish. It delivers warm synovial fluid into the deepest corners and angles of the joint, places that forward and back movements simply cannot reach. Stand near a wall or behind a sturdy chair for balance. Place your feet close together. Bend your knees very slightly, just 2 or 3 inches. Place both hands gently on top of your kneecaps. Now, using your hips and knees together, make slow, smooth circles. Move to the right, then forward, then to the left, then back. Imagine you are slowly stirring a thick pot of soup with your kneecaps. Keep the circles small and shallow. We are not doing deep squats. As you rotate the cartilage inside your knee, our knee is being gently compressed and released from every possible angle, spreading the synovial fluid like a windshield wiper across every surface. Do 10 circles to the right, then 10 circles to the left. Pay attention to any spot in the rotation that feels stiff or clicky. That area is telling you it needs the most attention. When you find it, slow down. Spend extra time there. Do not avoid it. Within days, that click will begin to fade. One caution: if you have been diagnosed with a severe meniscus tear, skip this exercise and do an extra set of knee extensions instead. Almost everyone doing this routine for the first time will notice sounds coming from their knees during the circle exercise. Popping, clicking, grinding, a kind of soft crunching sound. And immediately, the fear response kicks in. Is this damaging me? Should I stop? Let me give you a clear, honest answer based on what the science actually says. There are 2 types of knee sounds, and they are very different from each other. The first type is harmless, a single pop or click that happens once and then disappears. This is most likely caused by gas bubbles inside the joint fluid suddenly releasing, similar to cracking your knuckles. It is painless, temporary, and completely harmless. The second type is a consistent grinding or crunching sensation, especially under the kneecap, that accompanies a feeling of roughness or friction. This is called crepitus, and it is caused by irregularities in the cartilage surface. It sounds alarming, but unless it is accompanied by sharp pain, swelling, or locking of the joint, it is generally not dangerous. In fact, gentle movement, exactly the kind we are doing, is one of the best things you can do to reduce crepitus over time by nourishing and smoothing the cartilage through synovial fluid circulation. The rule is simple. Motion plus discomfort equals proceed with caution. Motion plus sharp pain equals stop and consult your doctor. If your knees click but do not hurt, keep moving. You are doing your joints a favor. We have arrived at the most important exercise in this entire routine. This is the movement that targets the VMO, the teardrop muscle we discussed earlier, the one that pulls your kneecap back into its correct groove, the one that, when strengthened, can reduce or eliminate the grinding and aching that comes from patellar misalignment. This is the wall-supported mini squat with isometric hold. Here is exactly how to do it. Stand with your back flat against a wall. Walk your feet out approximately 1 foot from the baseboard, shoulder width apart. Now, very slowly slide your back down the wall, bending your knees. Stop when your knees reach approximately 30 degrees of bend. This is a very shallow position. Your thighs should look like clock hands pointing to roughly the 11 o'clock position, nowhere near a sitting angle. Why so shallow? Because the VMO is most active in that first 30 degrees of knee bend. If you go deeper, the larger outer quad muscles take over and the VMO disengages. We want to isolate it precisely. Now hold that position. Press your lower back firmly into the wall. Squeeze your inner thighs, especially that teardrop area just above and inside your kneecap. Hold for 10 seconds. You may feel a deep, unfamiliar burn in your inner thigh. Your leg may tremble slightly. That trembling is not a warning sign. That is the VMO waking up for the first time in years. Hold, breathe, do 5 holds of 10 seconds each. Rest for 30 seconds between HOLDs. The wall-supported mini squat is powerful, but I want to make sure that everyone watching can do it safely, regardless of their current condition. So let me walk you through the most common scenarios and how to modify accordingly. If you do not have a smooth wall available, or if leaning your back against a wall is uncomfortable due to back pain, here is the alternative. Stand behind a sturdy chair and hold the back of it with both hands for balance. Keep the same shallow 30-degree bend and the same inner thigh squeeze. The wall only provides something to lean against. The chair version is equally effective for activating the VMO. If standing is currently too painful or difficult, you can perform a seated version. Sit toward the front edge of a chair, keep both feet flat on the floor. Now press your knees outward slightly while simultaneously squeezing the inner thigh muscle. This seated isometric approach does not replicate the full exercise but provides a safe entry point while you build initial strength. If you have had a total knee replacement, please consult your surgeon or physical therapist before beginning any new exercise routine. Most people with replacements can perform these exercises safely, but your specific implant and recovery stage matter. And if you have severe osteoarthritis with significant bone-on-bone contact, know this: gentle movement and muscle building are precisely what orthopedic medicine recommends to reduce pain without surgery. You are not making it worse by moving, you are making it better. You have just completed the 5 core exercises. Your synovial fluid is warm and circulating, your quads and VMO are activated, your kneecap is better aligned than when you woke up. Now I am going to give you a 60-second bonus that acts as a force multiplier for everything you just did. Here is a biological fact that most people find astonishing. Your knee cartilage has no blood supply of its own. Let me repeat that because it matters enormously. Unlike every other tissue in your body, cartilage cannot receive nutrients directly from your bloodstream. It relies entirely on synovial fluid, and that fluid only circulates when the joint moves. Here is the second part of the equation. After 7 or 8 hours of sleep, your entire body is dehydrated. Your blood is slightly thicker, your tissues are slightly drier, and your synovial fluid, which is largely water-based, is thinner and more depleted than it should be. The exercises get the existing fluid moving, but we also need to replenish it from the inside. The protocol is this. The moment you walk out of your bedroom, drink 1 full glass of room temperature water. Not cold water, not ice water. Room temperature water is absorbed faster by your gastrointestinal tract and reaches your tissues sooner. While you drink, do 10 slow full ankle circles with each foot. The ankle circles keep your lower body circulation active, drawing that fresh hydration down into the legs and joints. 60 seconds. 1 glass of water. 20 ankle circles. Your cartilage will feel the difference. My friend, we have covered a lot of ground today. You now understand why your knees hurt in the morning, what is happening inside the joint while you sleep, which muscles matter most and how to wake them up, and you have a complete science-based morning system that you can begin tomorrow. But I want to leave you with something beyond the exercises. I want to leave you with a perspective. Your knees have carried you for decades. They have walked you through joy and grief, through kitchens and gardens and grandchildren's living rooms. They have climbed stairs, danced at weddings, and knelt beside people you love. The fact that they are asking for more care now is not a betrayal. It is simply the natural conversation of a long relationship. When something hurts, it is asking for your attention. This routine is how you answer. Here's my challenge to you. Try this routine for 7 consecutive mornings. Just 7. Mark each one on your calendar. After those 7 days, come back to this video and leave a comment below. Tell me what changed. Tell me when you first noticed a difference. Tell me if day 3 surprised you. I read every single comment. Your experience motivates someone else who is watching this right now in the dark, wondering if there is still hope for their knees. There is. Your knees are not done with you, not even close. Take care of them and they will take you everywhere you still want to go. I will see you tomorrow morning.